Hey guys, it's me Coral. Welcome back to my channel. I never know what, I always do like the dumbest things with my hands when I start my videos. I don't know why. Also, I have really bad sunburn. I can't tell if it's super bad on camera because like my camera screen's far away and like I have super bad eyesight, so like I can't see super well. So if you see like, if it looks like I put like special effect like crinkle skin on my face before putting on makeup, that's like what's going on with my face right now. But it's not special effects, it's my skin. It's dying and it's peeling and it looks so bad. Anyways, I'm here today with the books that I bought this month. First two here, I think I got both of these from Thrift books. These are part of the annual true crime case files, crime files, something like that. I have a couple other ones. I think I have volume 2 and 5 or 2 and 6 or something, but this is volume 1 and this is volume 7, and these are kind of cool because usually they have like a central story that's a little bit longer and then it has a couple other like shorter snippets of true crime in them. Okay, let's see. These were a couple of the ones that, where's the other one? That I bought myself with a gift card that I got for my birthday this month. First one here is The Forgotten Island by David Sodergren. I've been meaning to pick this up for so long. It seems like a really great summer horror book. I don't know a ton about it, but what I do know from what the back says is that there are these two sisters traveling to Thailand. Somehow they get stuck on this island. I'm not sure if it's an island in Thailand or if like their plane crashes or something like that, but I think there are zombies on this island. I think that this might have some good survival horror elements to it, so I'm looking forward to getting into this one. I also bought myself Devil, I think. I don't know, this seems like it's a Celtic pronunciation, which this is by Kathleen Kaufman, and I read her debut book Hag at the very beginning of last year and I really liked it, and that one also had some like Celtic Irish stuff going on here, and I think that this might also, just because of the spelling of this word I guess, but it takes place in Los Angeles in the 1980s, and it's something about a cult and a young girl who is growing up in this cult, but then something happens to her mom and she gets put in foster care, and I don't know much more than that. When I read Hag, it was very much like a female-centric book with really strong female characters, and I think that this one might be a lot like that. It says that the cult is matriarchal and stuff like that, so I'm really interested in this one. I also picked up We Need to Do Something by Max Booth III. I've been meaning to pick up his books because I follow him on Twitter and he is very funny. I've heard a lot of good things about his books, but this one specifically was kind of really popular on Instagram and Twitter for a while. And this is another one that I don't know a ton about. The back only has like one sentence for its synopsis, and I think it's just about a family who is stuck in their bathroom during a tornado. And I don't know, something about where I grew up in the Midwest, like we had tornadoes, and that's something that here in California, you know, they don't really have. So I'm excited about reliving kind of those feelings. And we always we probably weren't very safe about it. Not that like, while a tornado was touched down, we were out like oogling, but we would watch like funnel clouds form and stuff like that, which is just so surreal. I really miss, actually, I know this is kind of terrible because, you know, obviously there can be some serious devastation that tornadoes can cause, but there's like this feeling in the air before a tornado, and it's like the sky turns like yellowy green, like the color of this book, and everything is really super still and the air is always very humid and it's just like super weird, and I miss that feeling, and I hope that book gives me this weird feeling. Zach got me a cranberry vodka. I have been drinking too much. Cranberry Red Bull. I don't usually drink Red Bull because I don't like it very much, but I really like cranberry flavored stuff. So I thought I might like it, and it's really tart. It definitely tastes like cranberries. So it's like kind of giving me spicy, watery eyes. Oh my god, I keep having to refocus my camera, and it's driving me fucking crazy. Every time I look away from it, it's like, there's a face here? Stupid. Anyways, this was a pre-order that came in this month. This is Wonderland by Zoya Stage, and I'm very, very excited about this one. I loved her first book. I think it was her first book. The first one I read of hers, which is called Baby Teeth, and very creepy. And this is also a story about a family, and they move to a secluded farm. There is lots of land that they live on. They don't have close neighbors, and it seems perfect for their growing family. But then, I don't know, something happens, something creepy. The like tagline for it, whatever they call it, says, Shirley Jackson meets The Shining. So I don't know if the house is haunted. It seems like the land is haunted. And I don't know, Shirley Jackson. So I don't know. I'm excited about this though. I'm definitely gonna read this next month. Also from Thrift Books, I found a really good copy of Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. This is a thriller about a young woman who is apartment sitting in this really fancy apartment complex in Manhattan, and she befriends another young woman who is also apartment sitting in this very fancy apartment complex. Then one day her friend goes missing, and there are these rumors about this apartment complex being, or I guess apartment building being haunted. I don't really know much more than that, and I don't want to know a whole ton more about it because, you know, it's not fun to be spoiled. But I really want to catch up on his books. I really loved his first two books. Now he's got two out that I haven't read, so I need to get on this one soon. I also found a couple really good vintage books this month. The first one is Blood Farm by Sam Siciliano, I think. This is about from what I understand from the synopsis, this is about a farm that craves blood. I don't know, undead. There are the undead, something about Satan, a Vietnam vet, of course, because this is vintage horror, and I don't know much more about that. But it sounds interesting. There's a hearse. I don't know. I also was very excited to find this super nice, like, I don't even think this was read, copy of The Minds of Billy Milligan by Daniel Keyes. Apparently he also wrote Flowers for Algernon, which I've not read, but I've heard of. This is a nonfiction book that is about Billy Milligan, who had DID, which is dissociative identity disorder. So that's what we call multiple personalities now, if you catch my drift. So he has lots of people in his brain, and some of his alters, I'm not sure if that's still the term that they use, but some of his alters committed some crimes, and then he is in prison for those crimes, obviously, but he is eventually let off, I believe. He was acquitted, yeah. He was able to use the insanity defense and was acquitted. So this is, I guess, about his life. It's a pretty chunky book, and there are pictures in the center, which I love, but I don't ever look at them until I'm to that part in the book. I don't know, this one was, I've been wanting to find this one for a while, so I was really excited to, like, I could not believe, this is from Thrift Books, I could not believe that it was as good a quality as it was advertised as, but it is like brand new. That's crazy. Another book I found on Thrift Books is Monster, A Tale of Loch Ness by Jeffrey Konvitz. He also wrote The Sentinel, which was a horrible book. But I'm wondering if maybe this one is a little bit better because it's less about satanic panic and more about cryptids, which I love. So I'm hoping this one doesn't let me down. Obviously, it's about the Loch Ness Monster. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. The Sentinel was seriously so bad. Another winner this month was Stage Fright by Garrett Boatman, and this is part of Valancourt's Paperbacks from Hell series. They're reprints, and this is the first time this book has ever been reprinted. I basically never thought that I would ever be able to own a copy of it because, I don't know, it's very coveted and sought after. And this is about a musician that can make creepy things happen. It says something about like making their dreams come true, making their nightmares come true, something about the undead and making people do what he wants, and I don't know. He can do a lot of shit. I don't know if it's like he does it with his music, maybe, or if he can just do it and uses his music to aid him. I don't know. I don't know much about this at all. I know I read about it in Paperbacks from Hell, but it's been a while. But it has a great cover. I was also able to find a copy of The Remaking by Clay McLeod Chapman, excuse me. This came out, I think, last year, and I was able to find a very cheap copy of it. This is another book that is like about witchcrafty stuff, kind of like Deval, if that's how I don't know if I'm even saying that right. But this is about like it's like a story and a story and a story where like it starts out and there are these women who are burned at the stake as witches, and then there is this urban legend about that, and then there's this movie made about the urban legend, and then there's a remake of the movie about the urban legend about the real story that happened. And like I said, I think this just came out last year, and I remember people talking about it, but I'm not sure exactly how they felt. So if you're a person who's read this, I'm really curious how you felt about it. It's got a great cover, and I really like this weird meta thing going on. It seems maybe like Blair Witch Project-y, but I guess I'll have to read it and see. I also picked up a copy of the newly released, kind of, The House on Abigail Lane by Keelan Patrick Burke. This was in his collection, We Live Inside Your Eyes. But he published like a standalone copy of it. So here it is. It's got great artwork, and this is like an account of the happenings of this house. It's like 60 years of the things that have happened at this house on Abigail Lane because it's creepy and makes weird things happen. And that's all I know about it. Okay, I was also very inspired by an episode of Books in the Freezer that I listened to a couple weeks ago. It had Cameron Chaney on it, and it was about middle grade horror. And so I was able to find a couple copies from thrift books, actually. I was surprised to find these great copies of two books. This one is The Owls Have Come to Take Us Away by Ronald L. Smith. This one I'm really looking forward to. It is about a boy who thinks he is abducted by aliens. He's like kind of obsessed with like aliens and owls, and thinking that maybe owls are aliens, and then he thinks he's abducted. I don't know, aliens scare the shit out of me for some reason. They always have. Like, it's one of the only things that, like, when I watch a really scary alien thing, even if I know it's like not real, like I get so scared that my eyes water, like I start to cry almost. It's so strange. But they scare me so bad. So I'm really looking forward to this. I actually had a really bad nightmare. I don't know if any of you have watched the Unsolved Mysteries, the new Unsolved Mysteries they've done on Netflix. There is an alien episode there, and it like wasn't even that scary when I watched it, but I had a nightmare about aliens the night after, and it was not very fun. Alright, I also, from Thrift Books, haven't taken the library wrapping off of this yet, but this is Spirit Hunters by Ellen O, and this is about a family who moves into a new house. There is a young lady named Harper who is a part of this family, the daughter of this family, and she gets really bad vibes from their house. And then at school, she starts to hear these weird rumors about how their house might be haunted. She has a younger brother who starts acting very strangely, and Harper thinks that maybe the house is causing her brother to have behavioral problems. And I don't know, this one's been on my radar for a long time since it came out. And I think this might be a series, possibly. I could be wrong, but I don't read, it's been so long since I've read middle grade horror. And I kind of like forget to, you know, look into them. So maybe I'll read one to my daughter. She would probably like it. Okay, and the last couple things I have here are from subscription boxes this month. Or I guess, well, this one isn't just this month, but I have 2 books from Elk right here. This was last month's book. This is called Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angeles. Angeles? I don't know. I have no idea what this book is about. It has no synopsis, and I forgot to look it up. I think it has to do with maybe I don't know. It seems like it might be carnival or like something like that. All I know is that I love that this is a hardcover book without a dust jacket, and I think more publishers should choose to do this with the books that they're publishing, because it is so nice to not have a dust jacket. It's just so, it feels nice, it looks good. I just want more books like this. Sorry, I'm not gonna tell you anything more about that one, I guess. This is called Goddess in the Machine. This is by Laura Beth Johnson, and this was this month's Owl Crate book. This one seems really cool and weird. It seems kind of like a sci-fi, maybe like alternate reality book. I don't know. What I do know, though, is that this Chrissy Teigen lookalike is the main character, and this book has such beautiful colors. And this young woman was cryogenically frozen. She was supposed to be, I think, on a ship with her friends and her family, and they were traveling somewhere, and for some reason she remained frozen when the other people woke from their like stasis sleep. That was like thousands of years ago that this happened, and now she's woken up, and obviously everyone she's known is dead, and she's there, and everyone thinks that she is a goddess. Like, they've been worshiping her frozen body for thousands of years, I suppose. And she's worried that people are gonna be real pissed when they find out that she's just like a frozen human being. So I don't know, it sounds really fun. It reminds me of Fallout 4 for some reason, probably because it was somebody who was frozen and then woke up when they weren't supposed to, and all this stuff. Okay, last 2 things are from this month's Nightworms box. The first one is La Bella Jar by Adrian Ernesto Cepeda. This is a take on The Bell Jar, I suppose. It's like a poem book. I don't really like poetry a lot. I have so many poetry collections sitting on my shelf because they come in subscription boxes and I never read them. I don't know if I'll get to that one, honestly. Okay, and last but certainly not least is Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This I read this month and I loved it so much. I will leave a little clicky thing for my review on it. Spoiler free, but obviously I go more in depth about it in that if you'd like to hear more about it. But this is about a young socialite in the 1950s in Mexico, and she is sent to check on her cousin who has recently been married, and her family like hasn't really heard much from her except for recently these really troubling letters that don't really make sense and are like kind of eerie, and that's all I'm gonna tell you about it. It is so creepy, and it's like someone compared it to Crimson Peak, and I think they hit that right on the head. It is so much like Crimson Peak if you like that movie. Just like the aura and the vibes that you get from this spooky house that they're in. and it was such a good book. So I would recommend, if you didn't get a Night Worms package this month, if you didn't pick up Mexican Gothic on your own, that you should probably definitely do that. I actually have a bookshop.org link down in the description, and it's on my affiliate page on there if you'd like to purchase it. But that's all I have for this month. I've drank too much caffeine this morning. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all later, I suppose. Goodbye.